What's up, guys? Damon here, and today I want to talk about two of my main principles that I follow when it comes to business, how I choose to run my businesses, what I've done in the past, and also what I plan to do in the future. I think that having core philosophies surrounding your business, not only in terms of the financials, how much money you want to make, but also in terms of just how you run your business day to day. I think these things are really important. Um, when you're a business owner, your business is kind of your life in a lot of ways. Despite what a lot of people say nowadays, I think that chances are if you run a business, you're probably going to be working a lot. It's probably going to consume a pretty large portion of your life. And if you want to be successful with that long term, I think that it's super important that your business aligns with how you want your life to be run day to day. This is a big mistake I made when I was first starting off, did a lot of just kind of chasing the money, making short term decisions, and I do really regret those things in hindsight. So, due to those just past experiences, kind of going through the ringer a few times, it's helped me to develop a much more clear idea of my own philosophies surrounding how I like to run my business. So, without further ado, let me dive into those things. So, number one, I think it's really important that your business is constantly in a cycle of moving toward greater profitability. You want to make sure that as you grow revenue, you're also growing your profit. You know, like I see a lot of people who run like marketing agencies, for example. They'll be at like say a $30,000 a month run rate at like 90% profit margin, and then they'll 10x their revenue. They'll hit like a $3 million a year run rate, but their profit margins are just plummeting. They're at like a 5% margin. They're actually taking home less money at $300,000 a month than what they were at $30,000 a month. And on top of that, they're working harder, they're working, longer hours. That to me does not make sense. I personally believe in your ideal business, yes, there are specific times when you're scaling hard and your margins take a hit, but as a general rule of thumb, I believe the large majority of the time your business should be moving towards a place of greater profitability. If you look at like real estate, for example, if you're a real estate investor, you're kind of in this cycle of you're bringing on more deals. You're buying properties, buying a stake in properties, whatever it is. You're constantly refinancing. You're constantly becoming more profitable. You bring on property managers. As a whole, like if you're a real estate investor, if you do it right, you should become more profitable over time. If not, you're probably messing up. I think every business should be run that way, and that's something I try to do in my own business. My second kind of core philosophy of sorts when it comes to business is not only should you become more profitable, but I believe you should also become more efficient. You should be not necessarily working less, but you should have the ability to work less if you choose to do so. As your business grows, I think you should become more profitable and more time efficient. That comes down to a lot of things. I think that largely comes down to delegation, making sure you have the right team in place, making sure that you have the right people under you so you aren't as deep in the weeds with every aspect of your business. And I think it also comes down to leverage. For example, with my email newsletter companies, if I am sending an email to my list of 50,000 people, as opposed to I have more leverage, I have an email list with 500,000 people, that's going to make 10 times as much money. I'm not like working longer hours there. I'm not working harder to send an email to my list of 50,000 versus 500,000. If anything, when my list has 500,000 people, I'm going to have a guy who's sending the emails for me, so I'll actually work less. So as a whole, I think those two things are super important. As when you run your business, you want to be moving towards a place of greater profitability and greater efficiency at all times. I think that in terms of your longevity in business, being able to do that, it's going to be a lot more effective.